We're making a frozen creamy treat with one main ingredient. Doesn't get much simpler than that. We always are talking about one simple recipe when this one has basically one main ingredient. I'm Judy Mateski, I'm a registered dietitian with Athens Nutrition, and I'm here today to bring you banana nice cream. If you've not heard of nice cream, then stick around. It's basically ice cream, quote unquote, made from frozen bananas. So let's go ahead and do it. I have a food processor right here. You could use a blender. The trick to this is that you want to make sure you have your frozen bananas ready. You just want ripe bananas that you've peeled, throw them in a freezer bag, keep them in your freezer so you can pull them out to make this anytime you like. It's so quick and so easy, and everybody's gonna love it. My 20-month-old grandson has been spending the week with us, and he loves this. He's not a big banana fan, neither am I actually, but frozen bananas, it turned into ice cream. Who wouldn't like that, right? All right, so what I've done, and then a couple things. So frozen, ripe bananas are important, so you really want that sweetness. Peel them, pop them in the freezer. Then you have them ready to go. I have 4 in here because I'm going to try to do this 2 ways. And we're going to use 2 frozen bananas for each one of these recipes. I went ahead and just sliced them frozen. I usually freeze them as a whole banana, then slice them frozen. It's just easier to do it that way. If you slice them ahead of time, they kind of stick together. Then you know you're getting, 2 bananas. So anyway, these are already, I just sliced them. I pulled them out of the freezer. They can, depending on how rock solid those bananas are, you might have to splash them with a little milk. We'll see, just to get things going. This is really a non-dairy dessert. You can certainly make it dairy-based if you want to, but basically it is non-dairy because we're just using bananas to make the ice cream, and we're going to splash it with a little bit of almond milk if we need to, but you could use regular milk if you're not concerned about that. All right, so I'm going to use about half of these bananas because, like I said, this was 4 sliced bananas that I've made. I want to make this in a double batch, so I have a little bit left over. I pulled these out a little bit ahead of time, maybe 5 minutes before we went on, just to let them start to defrost a little bit. If you cut them, it makes it easier to whirl them up. If they're in bigger chunks, it's a little bit harder to get them going. And if they sit out for maybe 5-10 minutes before you throw them into the food processor or your blender, it helps to kind of get them to become creamy a little bit easier. All right, so you could just take it like this and then blend this up, eat as is. One ingredient that's amazing. It doesn't have a real strong banana flavor, in my opinion. It's just, you can taste it, but it's not overpowering, and it's just really nice. This could be just it, just the bananas whirled up and turned creamy. We're going to turn this into what we call a little Pina Colada treat, and so I just have some pineapple in its own juice. This is crushed pineapple. You could use frozen pineapple. You could use other forms of pineapple, fresh pineapple. I always have a can of pineapple in my pantry. I'm not going to drain it. We're going to use, it's about a half a cup, and this can has 3 servings, 3 half-cup servings, so I'm going to use about a third of this. I'm just going to throw some in here. And then we'll use some of this just to top it off. So about a half a cup of the pineapple, and that's it. We're not going to add, you could add coconut if you wanted to. I'm just going to use the coconut as a little garnish, and that's it. Now, this is going to be a little bit loud, and I can't control my volume here, so just bear with me. Let's see if we can get it started. If it kind of gets clumpy, we'll add some liquid to it. It's doing pretty well. It's kind of, I don't know if I need that. There's a little bit of liquid in that pineapple, so that will probably help. And then you might just need to pulse it a little bit. I use my food processor over a blender. I just find it's easier to get this into that creamy state using a food processor than a blender, but it's up to you, whatever you have. All right, and the whole idea here is we're just trying to get all of those banana chunks pulled in so that we can get that creamy texture. All right, let's open it up. We'll take a peek. All right, let me just show you. So there's still some chunks in there, but look at that. Look how creamy that is. Can you see? All right, it really, really takes on the texture of ice cream and when that level of creaminess without adding any cream to it at all. All right, let's just swirl it a little bit more. Let me just see if I can get it. I'm having a hard time getting this one. There's like a couple of banana chunks that kind of came together. All right, let me just break those up with my spoon. All right, let's do one more whirl. then what we're gonna do is just take a nice little glass serving, whether dish or glass or whatever you have, right? And then what's nice is you can just load this up, all right? And then I'm gonna put a little bit more of the crushed pineapple on top. All right, just let it drizzle down. And then I went ahead and I had some just unsweetened coconut flakes, and I just toasted them. I just put them over the stove and I let them toast for a little bit. What you don't want to do is forget them, which I almost did. I got busy, sidetracked, and then you end up burning them, but I caught them just in time. And then we're just gonna put a little coconut on top, and then here's this delicious Pina Colada frozen sugar. I mean, it's really good. And the bananas, I'm telling you, I feel like they're just kind of in the background. You can tell you can taste that they're there, but they're not like, it's not like in your face banana. It's just really creamy. When you add fruit to this, it does tend to not water it down, but it does change the texture. It's not quite as creamy if it's just straight bananas. Adding strawberries or fruit or berries or peaches, you could add anything you want. It's still creamy, it's certainly creamy, but it does thin it a little bit, which is fine. But just so that you know that, if you really want that really, really creamy ice cream texture, then the next one I'll show you is we'll do it for you. Or just use straight bananas, all right? I am going to just empty this out because I didn't feel like getting out. Sorry, just to feel like getting out a blender or something else to use that I'm gonna end up cleaning. I'm just gonna do this all together. And honestly, I'm not gonna even rinse it out. I'm just gonna add the bananas. So I wanna show you the next one, because it's like really any flavor combination. It's kind of limitless. You can create any flavor you want with this. Whatever your kids love, grandkids love, whatever you love. It's just kind of special, right? So now this, sometimes I put it in containers and put it in my freezer. It's fine. You can just take it out, just let it sit on the counter for a little bit until it starts to defrost a tiny bit, and then you can kind of stir it all back together and it comes right back together for you. So if you make extra, you can always freeze it. All right, so I'm just gonna keep it as is. I'm not gonna worry about cleaning this out because I want to show you. All right, let's take the other two bananas, and this technically serves two. If you're going to make use two bananas, I'd say the serving size here would be for two people. So it makes a decent amount. So that's what's so nice about it, because you can get a nice serving, a nice dessert serving size, or a treat depending on how you're eating it. All right, so here's I'll put that off to the side. So we're back to that. Now we're going to make a peanut butter chocolate banana nice cream or light cream, whatever you want to call it. All right, so I'm just going to use some natural peanut butter. I have it stirred. And for this, I would say probably you're going to use about a tablespoon for this. For 2 servings, I would say a tablespoon is probably great. All right. And then for the chocolatey part, we're just going to use some cocoa. All right, so cocoa powder. And for this, about a tablespoon. We'll add. You can make it more chocolatey if you want to, add more cocoa powder, add less. You can leave the cocoa powder out, just make it peanut butter, nice cream or light cream. It's up to you. Or you could leave the peanut butter out and just do a chocolate and just add the cocoa. And you don't need to add any sweetener because the bananas are so sweet, especially if they're really ripe and they're, kind of getting towards the black side of ripeness before you peel them. They're so sweet, you do not need extra sweetener. Now, you could add a splash of vanilla to this if you want to. Fine, it's up to you. All right, let's just whirl this around. Now, the cocoa will make this a little more dry. So sometimes for this one, just to kind of get things going, usually I like to splash this with a little bit of almond milk. So I'm just going to throw a little bit of almond milk in here because I'm trying to keep it dairy free. Like I said, I would use cow's milk. That's fine too. But I keep it dairy free. Let me just get this. This one, let's peel this back. This one, like I said, the peanut butter and the cocoa make the mixture a little bit drier, but then at the end it does make it super creamy. So this one, just to get it going until the bananas kind of defrost a little bit as we're whirling it. And I am gonna splash with a little bit more. I don't know, at the most using a couple tablespoons, I think, of that. All right, because you don't want to add too much of the milk because then it's going to get, you don't want it to be too watery, but you want this to be creamy. And it just does, sometimes it just takes a few seconds to get it really going. And it's starting to, I can see it's kind of, the blades are starting to pull it underneath, the banana chunks. The smaller you cut your banana chunks, the easier this will blend too. The bigger the chunks, it just takes a little bit longer, but by no means does it take long. All right, let me just see where we are at this point. All right, so let me pull this up and kind of show you. All right, so we have, it's really coming together. There are just some banana clumps here that they want to stick together. So I'm just sort of breaking those up a little bit. All right, and then let's go ahead and do this again. And, you know, again, as it's whirling, it's just, the heat even of the blade as it's going around, that's starting to help cross those bananas a little bit. And then it's just going to really break everything up. I kind of like some chunks of banana in there, actually. But if you want it super creamy, you just want to keep it going a little bit. So, okay, that's pretty good. There might be a few in there, and I could keep it going. But then we'll just take another little glass bowl. And let me I just got to show you this because it looks like chocolate ice cream. I just can't get over the texture. I mean, it's so creamy that honestly, and then when you use the cocoa and the peanut butter, you don't taste the banana at all. There's no banana flavor in this. It just tastes like chocolate peanut butter. It just tastes like chocolate peanut butter ice cream. Isn't that like incredible? All right. And then if you want to, I just have a few little mini chocolate chips. So you can put a few of those on top. And so, you know, who wouldn't like this? I don't care if you're 5 years old or if you're 55 years old or older. But this is the chocolate peanut butter. Super good. It's just so good. It just tastes like chocolate peanut butter. Now, it's not overly sweet. So, you know, that's the thing. I mean, you could make it sweeter, but what's the point? The whole point of this is kind of like there's no added sugar. There's no added cream. It's just something really kind of special with just one ingredient, with one main ingredient. But the cocoa powder, because cocoa powder isn't sweet. I think it works well with these really sweet bananas because that little bitterness helps to cut the super sweetness of the banana. Love it. All right. The other thing you could do, which I didn't with this one would be cute, or either one, if you really want to, you're going to go non-dairy. You could take a little whipped cream and do a little dollop of that just to make it even more special. Sometimes I'll just use some vanilla yogurt and I'll dollop a little vanilla yogurt on top. But really, really, really good. I just think it's such a phenomenal summer treat. So we have our Pina Colada, frozen light cream, we're calling it, and then we have the chocolate peanut butter light cream. Your kids will love it. Again, give it a try. You can freeze this once you have extra, put it in the freezer, pull it out when you want it, just let it defrost a little bit. Again, flavors, you can come up with any kind of flavor combination, whatever you want, but I think you're really going to love it, so give it a try. Again, Judy Matesi with Athens Nutrition. We are a private practice, nutrition practice that we also see clients virtually one-on-one. We're having a wellness open house coming up August the 5th. From 5 to 7 o'clock, I'm teaming up with my 2 daughters who are both entrepreneurs in their own right, and we're all very passionate about helping you to feel your best. So we're going to do a little wellness day. My one daughter is a therapist with Calm Mind Therapy. My other daughter, Jessica, has her own salon, Sage and Rose, here in Ardmore. So if you're in the Ardmore area and you're around on Monday, August the 5th, between 5 and 7, swing by, say hi. We're going to have lots of fun things going on and lots of good things to help you feel better. All right, stay well until then. I'll see you in 2 weeks. I won't be back next week, but I'll be back at the end of the month. Take care. Bye-bye.